Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Joytoy's new Flying Heavy Cavalry, the Type B. I just recently did a review for the Type A. In that review, there's some pretty important information if you're a collector about this set. So I encourage you to check out that video. If not the whole video, check out the beginning to explain some things. I will just share just one little bit of information from that video. And this video is that this came with a saran wrap or a plastic wrap around it, and the reason it is open for the video is because a lot of the people are receiving their copies of these figures and the helmet right here is missing. So I wanted to go ahead and open it up, make sure I wasn't one of the unfortunate collectors did not receive their helmet. I added some information in that video on how, to get your replacement helmet or your parts you needed or in exchange. So I'm sure you guys, could figure that out on your own, or just check out the beginning of the Type A Heavy Cavalry video. So let's go ahead and get into this one. This is the packaging that come in. This is the window box display, as you just seen. In front of the box here, we have the Joytoy on the top left with the Battle for the Stars logo. We have a nice artwork of the figure on the right. Pretty much the whole front of the box on the right. The Flying Heavy Cavalry Type B there. These are 1/18 scale action figures. At the top and the bottom of the box, they have the yellow with Joytoy, and on the bottom we have the yellow with the Battle for the Stars. On the side of the boxes, we have 10th Legion B Flying Heavy Cavalry, and the same for this side. On the back here, we have 10th Legion at the top. We have the Joytoy and the Battle for the Stars logo here on the right. We do have a little bit of information about the product, information about the manufacturer, which is Joytoy, and we have some literature here. This is also a section that I've added some information, more of a detailed description of this in the Type A video, so you can check that out. I'll go ahead and hold this a little bit. You can pause and read it if you want to go through that. But since we've already addressed it in the other video, we won't address it in this video. Here we have a nice product shot of the character. We have a UPC here, and these are recommended for I think 17 and up now, which is increased from 15. Oh yeah, right here on the bottom. And there's small parts, and there's a warning for choking hazard for children under the age of 3. Pretty cool. We have some Velcro, 2 little Velcros here holding them together. On the inner flap, we have a picture of the character, description at the top there. Very nice. This is what the figure looks like inside the clamshell. Looks very, very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the box. So here is our clamshell. That's what that looks like. The weapons are individually placed. Looks like we have a product insert. Joytoy there. It unfolds. We have Battle for the Stars on this side. Description underneath that. On this side we have the accessories list and a picture of the figure geared down and geared up. On this side we have precautions, which I recommend you read. And we have some information on how to disassemble your figure if you need to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff out of here so we can take a look at the figure. And I'll be right back instantly, and let's do it. Okay, so I got everything outside of the clamshell. Here's the figure. And this is a pretty nice looking figure. Lots of detail. Lots of parts to be manufactured. Really, really cool. What's interesting about the Type B is actually totally different, believe it or not, from the Type A. The chest armor looks to be the same. It has, but the legs are totally different. The thigh pads are different. And obviously the lack of armor on the lower legs. That's probably because we have a leg exosuit here. But we'll start from the top of the figure and take a look. And we'll take a look at a comparison here later on. See what we can do about getting it zoomed in. So here's our head sculpt. Brown hair. pretty plain looking head sculpt. For the eyes, it looks kind of tired or doped out or something. It's not one of the better head sculpts I've seen, but at least it's a different head sculpt. Not a big fan of it, but it works for just a trooper with no name, no identity. Nice head sculpt. The hair on the head is pretty good. Feathered up there, shaved on the sides all the way around. Looks pretty good. Now, this upper, let's break this down into two parts. The upper armor or exosuit is separated from the lower half. So, from the wrist up and onto the back is one set of an exosuit, and then you have the lower half from the belt down. So we'll start up top here. This exosuit is very well articulated. There is so many moving parts. So let's go ahead and take a look at the official aesthetics of it and the way it looks, and then we'll take a look at the movements and the articulation. You see that there's a lot of parts there. Some nice red paint there for some wires, some red yellow triangles, red pointing triangles there, right there, and right there. This is the peg hole for the glider part. It's really, really good. And then we have the pieces that come around and snaps into the chest armor here and here. So let's take a look at the articulation for this top part of the exosuit. So this actually is removable. To remove this top part, you got to pop out 5 parts. You got to pop off the hands and slide out these rings on each side. Pop these 2 out of the chest, and on the back here, this is actually pegged into his back. There's a peg hole right there, and you can remove the top half of this, so it's not that hard. But for the arm, we have articulation here on the exosuit. We have articulation here, we have articulation here, and we have articulation here. Moving on to the back, we have articulation here, 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 and we have it here. And I think I did say here. There's so much articulation, it's hard to keep track. And it's the same for the other side. So going across here, we have articulation here, 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 here. Okay, we got this part. Then we have the articulation here and here on the chest. And then we have it here and here. Lots of moving parts. A lot of parts that need to be manufactured. Very, very cool. And if I missed it, I'm not totally sure, but I have articulation here, 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 here. So lots of articulation there for the top half. So while we're up here on the top half, we will take a look at the upper articulation of the figure. I'm going to zoom out so I don't go out of frame so you guys can't see. The head is on a ball joint. It rotates 360. There is a scarf under there that kind of catches us a little bit. It is removable, as you can see. No problem. Doesn't do too much of a down and up because of the scarf. A little bit of side to side, not much. Now, if you take off this top half of the exosuit, you can get, a full range of rotation for the arm. So it'll rotate all around 360. It'll go up, but with the exosuit on, it only goes up sideways like that much. But you can rotate it up like so, and pretty much get you at 90 degrees even with all that gear on. Looks really, really good. Same for this guy. 90 degrees, no problem. There is a elbow rotation here, 360 on both arms. These wrists do turn 360 all the way around. Just on the new ball joint wrist, so you just works on a ball any way you want it. The waist, we have a side to side ab crunch. It goes back some, And it does swivel 360 if you would like. So let's get his arms up. It's really, really good. So the lower half of the character here, we have a belt system here all the way around. And attached to the belt, we have the leg section that comes down. And to remove that, you probably have to pop the figure in half, pop off the feet, and then slide it off. And you can take off that lower armor if you wish. This is my best guess on that one. There doesn't seem to be a belt or a clip that you can just pop off on here. I think you have to pull the figure apart. But for the articulation for the side here, it's basically, I believe this is 3 pieces. So you have a piece, this is a piece, and you have articulation right there. You can see that, and then the articulation here. So you have this piece, then you have the piece that has the gun holster on it, and then the lower piece that wraps around the ankle. And that's true for both sides. But as you can see, that's really nicely sculpted. It's the back of it. Do have a white pouch, a yellow pouch, and there's another pouch on this side here. It's like a dark gray, maybe. Yeah, it's hard to tell through the camera sometimes. We do have the thigh armor. This is definitely a sleeker thigh armor than the other one. We have knee pads rather than the number 10 here on the one thigh pad. He has brown pants that come to the bottom. So he has no armor from his bottom of his kneecap down. For the articulation, he doesn't sit as good as you would hope for this because of the exosuit, but not too bad. You get about that much of a spread on him. Now, I always say, which I think they're starting to watch my videos, know your range of your figures. So if you're going to do the articulation thing, like I know to stop, I can feel it right there. If you force it, you're going to break it. So I can feel, it's kind of almost like it becomes muscle memory when you're actually manipulating your figures. We do have thigh rotation. We have double jointed knees, which is no problem for this guy. That's more than you're ever going to need for this figure. We have feet that do pivot down, which is really nice because he's going to be in flight mode poses. They do pivot up. See, they do not rotate 360. But then you have a toe up articulation on both feet right there. And then you have pig holes in the bottom. It would have been really nice if we got a there's no stands like we've been getting with like the new female characters in the 09th Legion, and so it'd have been nice if we got maybe flight stands so you can pose them in a flight stand position. It'd be a cool idea for an additional accessory that maybe you can purchase through like an accessory set. Would be really cool. I always think that Joytoy should release different accessory sets, especially like thigh armor, weapons, and for customization. I think that'd be a huge asset to them, and not only to them but to us, but for them, you know, any idea of making money. Pretty nice looking figure all around. Take a 360 look at him. So we're going to take a look at his weapons and his accessories. Looks super, super cool. I love this. Okay, let's take a look at some of his accessories. Let's start off with his helmet. Let's see here. So this is his helmet. This is more of a round front face and more of a square on the sides of this helmet. But he has a red visor. He has some silverish gunmetal color throughout his helmet. But he has a front that's kind of round, but then squirrels out on the back. A nice little water decal on the top. It's really, really cool. I'm not sure what everybody's preference is, but these are actually exchangeable heads. They're not a helmet that goes over the existing heads. Kind of unfortunate, but it's the nature of the beast, I guess. The back here we have a nice metal plate. Pretty interesting design. If I keep that in focus. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and swap this head out so we can take a look and see what it looks like on the figure. Okay, here he is. Get his helmet on. Looks really good. It's kind of cool how this back plate kind of clashes with the back pad. Make it look like it's one piece. Very cool. All right. Okay, here's our jetpack. Very nice. Nice red on it. There's some water slide decals here. The warning, yellow and black warning. There's some white here at the bottom, a yellow triangle, some gunmetal color here. Bottom half is an off dirty white. The red thrusters. We have some silver pipes or wires here, however you want to classify them. On the back, red wings, white below here. These are actually stationary. They do not move, unfortunately. They're kind of just molded as one piece like that. And this simply just goes onto the back of the figure. Right like this. It's kind of unique because it sits at this angle because of this round part. Kind of sits at this angle. And I think I just push the head off. So that's what that looks like. Sorry, it's a nice snug fit. It's not going to fall off. So the next piece we have is his assault rifle. It is a new sculpt. First time being released. Unfortunately, the remaining accessories, I believe, is the same as the Type A. This is the same weapon. Black plastic. There's some white paint with the red here on the side. Very unique. You can see the in between the weapons here. It's pretty nice. As you can see from the Type A, that is the same weapon. And this is how he holds it. Looks really cool. This next accessory is a Gatling gun. Gunmetal with the red barrel. Handle here, handle there. Okay, here he is holding it. It's hard to get him to hold it with this hand on that handle. Very difficult, unfortunately. Just can't get really the right angle of the wrist here. Okay, it comes with this pistol. It's like a black and gunmetal color. Pretty cool. And this is what I like holding it. And this is what it looks like on his holster. It's a pretty thick pistol, so you gotta get just below the trigger guard and on top of the gun. But it works. This is actually a soft plastic holster, so it's very manipulative. He also comes with this knife, black handle, silver blade, knuckle guard with spikes. And here he is with a knife in his hand. Definitely very cool for some downward sneak attacks. Unfortunately, there's nowhere on the figure to keep the knife. There's no case or sleeve or anything. Nope, nowhere. He has a set of additional gripping hands. And a set of punching hands. Okay, for some comparisons, here's a front view of Type A and Type B. Side view. There's the back view. And the other side. Alrighty, now I'm back to front. These are very awesome action figures. I highly recommend them. They retail for about 25 to 35 bucks. So look around. Pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please consider subscribing. Please like and share the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.